I will be discussing two things in this video. One, how to play Loki after the nerfs, and two, the general builds I build as Loki in Conquest mainly, but really anywhere else. First, Loki got nerfed. Cool. Sucks, yes, but he got nerfed. So, what are the nerfs? Well, his first hit chain on his progression chain got nerfed. It was a 1 point, meaning 1 times, which means you deal 100% of your attack, but now it's 75%, so you deal 25% less. Clearly, this is a huge detriment, specifically because it nerfs Hydra's Lament directly. Instead of Hydra's Lament doing 50% more damage off of 100%, it's now 50% off of 75%. Second nerf, the one that's more reasonable and more understandable will be his Mitigation Removal and his Vanish. This is actually a nerf that I agree with, and I think this should have been from the start. I don't understand why going invisible, moving really fast. I'm not talking about the bloated part, by the way. It's just that when you are invisible, right, and you move fast, and if someone hits you, they deserve to deal the full amount of damage because they hit you when you're invisible. Come on, you should be rewarded for that, not penalized against. So now Loki no longer 3-shots people. I mean, you still do the 1 auto, 3 auto, 2 auto canceling, but you would still need more attack after that. You would still 100 with your full combo. 1 auto, 3 auto, 2 auto, ult, auto. Like that's still 100. Loki still 100s and 0s people late game. That's 100%. It's just it's harder to do without your ultimate. So this is how you play Loki. Loki is no longer this idea of I'm gonna kill whoever I want. Loki is now a true assassin. So I said before that, or at least in my streams, that Loki is one of the only actual assassins in the game. Assassin, by definition, what I define it based on my experiences in games, is that they wait until an enemy is low and they take him out. So Loki would now be considered an actual true first assassin. You no longer, as Loki, will try to 100 anyone from any point in the game, except for maybe late game, and if you know you can do it. You will now, as Loki, only attack people if your 1 and your 3 with your auto cancels is capable of killing that target. So in other words, if the enemy is not around 70% HP or less, you should not be initiating on this target. Your ultimate is now specifically used for running away. Loki's goal in this season is not to die, because Loki will always be behind no matter what, especially after the nerfs. So in jungling, you're going to be behind. In soul lane, you're going to be behind. Anywhere, you're going to be naturally behind. So your goal as Loki is not to feed and be behind. If you're naturally going to be behind, why make it worse for yourself and for your team and then feed? So now what you should do as Loki, and you could be saying this in the comments, saying that, oh, I've always been doing this. Well, good for you. Some people, not everyone's like you, right? And plus I was against that mentality. I was with the mentality of being aggressive Loki. Now we're switching back into defensive Loki. So what you want to do is, when the enemy is around 70% health, you go in, you kill them with your 1 auto, 3 auto, 2 auto, and then you ult out. If you see a target who's killable and you want to ult them, don't. Because if you ult them, you have no means of escape, and because of your lack of damage, you may not even kill them. Even if you think you can kill them and escape, please do not. Because Loki is garbage right now, and you don't want to be behind. You're already causing your team suffering, especially in the early game, by picking Loki. If you pick Loki in any game, maybe except for Arena, you're being selfish, because Loki doesn't provide much of anything besides split push in Conquest. I try to play him as a team fighter, but obviously that's going to be a lot more difficult now since I can no longer kill anyone who I want. Loki now relies on his team to do well in order to do well. Before, Loki was a hard carry. You can actually just carry by killing everyone. 1 auto, 3 auto, 2, just 3 hits, you kill everyone, and you still have your ultimate. Now you can no longer do that. If you want to kill someone, you have to use your ultimate, and that's not efficient. It's not good. So that is how you play Loki. Now, I'm going to be talking about the builds now. I'm sorry for that long discussion. I like to get into the depths of things. So there's two ways to play Loki right now. There is the I like to call the fly, and then this one I have no name for it. I just call it the normal build with Mantle of Discord. The fly build is essentially, I do not have it here. The fly build is replace Discord with Boomba's Mask. So because Loki is no longer, so keep in mind, pretend this playstyle is now yours. You will only attack someone who's injured. If that's the case, you don't need so much damage. You only need enough to kill someone who's injured. So that's why Boomba's Mask is there to help you. What you would do is you get Boomba's Mask, which makes your invisibility stronger, because the faster you move, the longer your distance is with your invisibility. So if you stealth from, well, there's no map in this jungle practice, but you get the point. The faster you move in your invisibility, the further your distance is while being invisible. So this helps with initiating and helps with getting the heck out. Boomas reduces your damage by 10%, I believe. And again, this is not an issue because you're no longer the hard carrier. You are the assassin. Even with Boomba's Mask, you can still kill someone if they have around 50% or 60% health if they're squishy, assuming they're squishies. Easily, no problem. So, and that's one way. And it also gives you 40% cooldown, and you're moving really fast, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. And it is efficient. I have tried it, and it works pretty well. I've seen other Loki. I'm seeing some Loki players actually picking it up too. It's pretty crazy. So it is definitely an option. You do take more damage, but again, keep in mind, you will never ult an enemy. So even if you take more damage, you have your ult to escape with. Now, like 90% of the time when Loki ults out, he's safe. Most of the time for me, when I ult out, I get back in with my invisibility and I still die because I'm an idiot. And I'm a terrible player, but we all have those. The second build is this specifically right here. Now, if you're actually, wait, hold on. If you're wondering which order to get Boomba's Mask, you typically want to get it early on, especially if you're Loki jungle. If you're Loki jungle, you want to get Boomba's Mask early on because it helps you with clearing. Not clearing as in attacking the buff, but getting to point A to point B. The faster you move, the faster you get to the buff and kill it, which is good. Which is why I think people buy Talaria's boots on jungle for some reason. I still don't do that on Loki because he has stealth. You don't really need it. So you would normally get boots, Boombas, and then Hydras or Yones or whatever, and then you build off of there. The second build is this specifically. This is not, well, so I'm actually, I haven't tested this fully, but I can't tell which is stronger right now, getting Hydras second or getting Yones. I'm going to still assume Hydras is more damage early on. So let's assume it is more damage, but right now, normally you would always get Hydra's second item because before it was so strong. Now it's really nerfed because of the Loki's auto attacks. So you can actually say, you know what, I'm not going to go auto based early on. I'm going to go ability based. I'm going to try to, so the more you have your ult up, the more you can be aggressive, right? Because then you have a safe way to get out. So you can always choose, Yone's Wrath second item is now an option in Loki jungle. Or in solo, or really anywhere else. So you can definitely try picking this up now. It's a bit more expensive, but cooldown, right? But afterwards, you still get Hydras, obviously. Afterwards, you get Hydras no matter what. So Hydras have to be in this first three items. Actually, first, third, fourth, or second, third. You never get Hydras first. And after that, you want to get Mental Disc. Really depends on where you're at. So again, this is all situational. Are you ahead? If you're ahead, don't buy defense. Just go power and kill everyone. If you're behind, I would probably invest in some defense, or typically I would do this: boots, Yones, Hydras, Yones, Titan's Bane, Mental Discord, then brawlers. You still get brawlers on Loki, not Crusher, because if you get Crusher last, it's stupid. Crusher is kind of, well, I'm saying it's stupid, but I'm getting it anyway. You don't build Crusher late because its passive is kind of useless late. You build it early because of the passive. But I'm a hypocrite because once you get your full items, you're going to sell boots for Crusher. So you would get Elixir of Speed, you would sell boots for Crusher. Now, again, you get Crusher for the stats, not for the passive, because there's no other pen in this game. Void Shield will not work because you're getting Titan's Bane. So it counters each other, and your Executioner, it's attack speed. It's mainly for attack speed. The passive applies when you attack people, which is not good. This one is immediately. So because of the lack of items in this game, you're going to have to build Crusher 6 item. You're completely wasting the passive, but you're getting the 15 pen. The pen is the more important part. The idea is full pen, 1 utility. Utility could be defense or Boomba's Mask. Mental Discord gives you 40% cooldown too, and gives you a safe card. It stuns everyone. You can get out. It gives you time. It gives you 1 second, which is really good. So that's basically my entire. That's basically what I build. I build this or Boombas. Depends on the situation. Does the enemy have a lot of CC? Mantle Discord probably be the best bet. If the enemy has very little CC, then Boomba's Mask is probably the best bet because you can just zoom around and avoid things. So that's gonna be about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys, Loki non-Loki players,